I would like to start by introducing Serge, the founder of Bitcoin Art Society. He's a delusional visionary, angel investor, early Bitcoin builder, and spearheading the fine art asset class narrative on Bitcoin. Together, we're building the Bitcoin Art Society, which is a fine art institution dedicating to the creation, curation, and preservation of fine art assets on Bitcoin. My name is Yara. I'm also known as Yara Spushi. I'm the co-founder and chief curator of Bitcoin Art Society. I'm also a World Council member at Art Crash Gallery, representing the Middle East. I used to own an art gallery in Beirut, Lebanon, but unfortunately, most of the art was destroyed during the August 4, 2020 Beirut port explosion. Over the years, art is lost to war, fire, theft, vandalism, and even natural decay. Here are some examples of these events. In 1945, Van Gogh's painter on the road to work was lost in a fire at the Kaiser Friedrich Museum in Berlin during World War II. Rembrandt's Christ in the Storm was taken in one of the most famous case of museum heist in history in 1990, when two unidentified men broke into the Stuart Gardner Museum and stole 13 artworks, all vanished without a trace. And more recently, in 2025, the Los Angeles wildfires destroyed private collections containing over 200 artworks, including pieces by Andy Warhol, Keith Haring, and Damien Hirst. Now you might think, but what about digital art? Isn't it safe? But the true answer is no, it's not safe. Digital art is stored on servers, websites, and all of these can be destroyed and don't last forever. So they depend on. So websites are vulnerable to broken links. Platforms can be shut down, and files get corrupted, and accounts get deleted. So in other words, digital art doesn't solve the problem. In fact, it only moves it. Instead of the artwork being lost to fire, it gets lost to broken systems. It's really heartbreaking to see art lost. Most artists want their art to last for generations, to be seen for generations. And most collectors want their art that they collect to endure as a legacy. So this got me thinking, how do we preserve art? How do we preserve culture? And this is how I discovered that Bitcoin has a unique feature, which is permanence. Anything you put on Bitcoin stays on Bitcoin forever. I will show now a video of my partner Serge speaking at the Bitcoin Mina in Abu Dhabi 2025 on the live desk, talking about art on Bitcoin and cultural preservation. There's no sound.
Bitcoin Art Society, what we're doing is we're bringing digital provenance to Bitcoin. For the longest time, we've adopted Bitcoin as a financial standard, we've adopted Bitcoin as a tech standard, and for the first time, we're bringing the cultural standard of Bitcoin on, and we're adding a financial layer to it. And we've built the first institutional-grade foundation for fine art Bitcoin, for fine art assets on Bitcoin. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring full attention to art on Bitcoin, and this is the kind of art that can only be done on Bitcoin.
Okay,
The main ethos of Bitcoin Art Society is to really bring Bitcoin adoption at the end of the day, right? So a lot of people that, like I said, they adopted it as a financial standard, as a tech standard, but a lot of people don't understand hash time, hash rates, and block times, but they do understand culture, they do understand art. Art has been the longest living form of human. But what we're trying to do is Bitcoin Art Society is trying to preserve and continue the human story on Bitcoin. And why Bitcoin? Why is it so important to have this on Bitcoin and not any other chain? Because A, it's the fastest growing asset class in human history, and B, it's the most secure blockchain in the world. So it only makes sense to have fine art engraved on inscribed or engraved on Bitcoin.
Yeah, so an immutable ledger. So nobody can change it.
So what we're building with Bitcoin Art Society is the first institutional grade foundation for fine art assets on Bitcoin. And we're not just, we're bringing it into the real world. We've showcased art on Bitcoin in many different parts of the world. In Shenzhen, we exhibited art on Bitcoin on a Guinness World Record, the world's largest LED flying mesh screen. In Buenos Aires, we exhibited inside the immersive 360-degree dome, Galileo Galilei. In Hong Kong, we exhibited around 100 artists in the BTC Summit Asia. And in Abu Dhabi, we projected the MOSAIC across 3 massive LED screens on the Bitcoin Mina building on the highway, overlooking the highway. We launched the Bitcoin Art Residency Program to support contemporary artists working on Bitcoin today. BitArt is our first resident artist. In the traditional art world, his work is exhibited and held at institutions like the Whitney and the Walker Art Center. On Bitcoin, he's completely pseudonymous and only known as BitArt. CyberC is our second resident artist. His work, he explores systems at the intersection of code and blockchain. His work uses the Bitcoin live data on chain, and so his work is not static; it evolves and exists as a living system on the Bitcoin blockchain. BitArt created the MOSAIC. The MOSAIC is a collective artwork giving visuals, audio and visual dimension to the Bitcoin network. I will play a video of BitArt explaining his work. He's stepping into his studio, which is also on Bitcoin, by the way, and explaining his art and also the MOSAIC. There are many types of art on Bitcoin, but this is one of the examples that can only exist on Bitcoin. There's also the caption down if anyone wants to read. So this is BitArt in his studio, which is on Bitcoin, explaining his art and explaining the mosaic. The mosaic is a contribution, collective artwork, where people contribute to to contribute to be part of the mosaic, and each pixel of this mosaic is actually satoshis. It reflects the satoshis that were contributed to the mosaic. It gives visuals and also audio, and together we're creating the largest mosaic in the world, which is already the largest mosaic in the world and will be on the Guinness World Record. It is even though it's the largest mosaic in the world, it is inscribed on Bitcoin in less than 1 kilobyte of data. So this is the beauty of Bitcoin. This is the sound of Bitcoin. I will just forward the slide. So this is just an example of how the mosaic can be projected on walls and ceilings. Another unique feature of Bitcoin is provenance. Artwork on Bitcoin can be signed directly on-chain without relying on any third party to prove its authenticity. Pieces on-chain can be linked together almost like a family tree. And so an artwork can be traced to who created it, where the art comes from, and what its relationship to other pieces. In our case, the mosaic is part of the tesserae proof and signed by both BitArt and our signature, Bitcoin Art Society. So, and all of this can be traced on-chain without needing any third party for authentication. This is our signature. Everything that will be created under Bitcoin Art Society residency program will be linked on-chain to our signature for verification. Our signature was created and live on Bitcoin since September 19, 2025. It was designed by CyberSea and is also another example of artwork that can only exist on Bitcoin, in the sense that it's dynamic. It uses live data, on-chain data. In this case, it's taking the Bitcoin network fees. So the higher the fees, the hotter it gets. And it also beats to the rhythm of the Bitcoin blockchain. It explodes and regenerates every time a Bitcoin block is mined, which is roughly around every 10 minutes. So far, the examples I've shown is of art that is coded art, and that can only exist on Bitcoin, but any type of art can exist on Bitcoin because any file can be inscribed. It can be an image, video, and even audio. And not just that, these features can be used not just for art that is native to Bitcoin, but also to physical art. Any physical piece of art can be inscribed on Bitcoin to preserve it. And also that as a digital twin, can have like a digital twin, and that digital twin can also be used as a certificate of authenticity. Thank you. If you like to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or even contribute to the MOSAIC, then these are. And if anyone have any questions, please. Questions, anyone?